Good evening, Earth. Welcome to your doom.
Good evening, Earth, and welcome to the Algorithmic Abyss. This is episode 1. AI will definitely destroy humanity. For those of you watching over on the 40 and Slip channel, I am broadcasting to 2 different channels currently. I am going to be making the switch over to my new channel, which will be, this one here, youtube.com/a.i.lovecraft. Welcome you all to join me over there. I am not going to be doing the live streams on the 40 and Slip channel anymore. I may do the stories now and again, but as of right now, I'm not gonna be doing anything live over there. I'm not going to be doing the 40 and Slip, the podcast anymore. It will be just this. So, for those of you who have never seen me on the 40 and Slip channel, on the AI Lovecraft channel, welcome. I decided a bit ago to swap over to the new channel, mainly because I couldn't get any traction anywhere over on the 40 and Slip channel. And I wanted to go back over to this channel to start doing the stories again, etc. In January last year, I got let go from my job. And I had decided to start the AI Lovecraft channel. I had just found ChatGPT at the time, and I was fascinated with the idea of creating stories in the style of H.P. Lovecraft and then putting those out there. So I started doing that and was trying to build a channel. And I was working pretty hard at it. I worked at it for 6 months, I think, in total. And it built up okay. But I had an epiphany at the time that, I maybe should have put my time and my effort into the 40 and Slip channel. And I wound up going back to that, doing the show there. And it's not that I didn't enjoy doing the show. I enjoyed doing a live show. It's that didn't, I don't know, it wasn't going anywhere. It didn't feel like. And there's a lot more that I'm doing or that I want to do on the AI Lovecraft channel. And I just wanted to focus more on that. For those who may be watching on the AI Lovecraft vehicles, in January of this year, I had all of my top teeth removed. And a full denture put in. And I had all kinds of problems with that to begin with. The denturist that was helping me out said that I had a ton of bone loss after they took everything out. And it took a little while to get my denture fitted. So I was having a little bit of trouble with that. And I still feel like I have some issues talking, but I'm at a better spot with it now. And I was ready to start doing some more recordings, reading some more stuff. I don't know how much of the AI created stories I will do anymore. It seems like when they update the AIs or the LLMs, more to the point, that the stories will start to change. but then they just fall into a certain rhythm. And it happens that way with a lot of other stuff too, because I do other things with it. I play solo role playing games with them to see how well they work. I was messing with one last night. Um, but I don't feel like the AI stories that should be my focus. I'll still do them. I just don't won't do them as much. I want to focus on, like the Edgar Allan Poe stuff, the HP, obviously HP Lovecraft. But I, to be honest, uh, I haven't done a lot of the longer stuff yet. But there isn't that much more that I have to do really. I've read a lot of them already. I may redo some of them, like go back and redo the color base. I feel like I could have done a job on that. So I think I'll definitely do that with some of those. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, mostly focus on this channel here. And like I said, I made a video on the AI Lovecraft channel a while back where I was trying to explain what I was doing because I was getting some pushback from people who were like, go away, why are you doing this, blah 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 blah. And my take on the whole thing is AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna stay right here. Um, Without some major thing happening, which I don't foresee. It's going to be a part of our daily lives, no matter how we try to change it at this point. And like I said in that video, I see the rise of AI a lot like cosmic horror. These insanely massive things that have no, they don't even care about us. That's what the gods are in cosmic horror. We're insignificant to them. And that's what I feel like AI will be. Give it enough time. We will be insignificant to it. It will have far more intelligence and knowledge than one of us could ever perceive of having. In a lot of ways, it's already there. Um, but, I thought with this channel, um, I wanted to start doing a live podcast, putting that out weekly, talking about the effects of AI, what's going on with robotics, etc. I don't know if any of you all saw it, but there was a video that came out of China like a week or two ago where they showed their robots that can do katas from karate or whatever. I can't remember what type of martial arts it was. I'm not very fucking good at that. I'm not Joe Rogan. Uh, Amazing. Unfucking believable what these things could do. Just amazing. Um, I recommend if you haven't seen it, checking it out. If I had it queued up, I'd pop it up so we could all watch it, but I I didn't do any prep for this one at all. I literally wanted to pop on and talk to you all about swapping from one channel to the other, starting up the podcast on the AI Lovecraft channel, which I had been meaning to do for a while. I've had the all the stuff for it, the artwork. Made that a while ago. And I talked to Katie. She's in the chat. Good old Katie, right there. And she dusted off her laptop. I am going to have Katie be a behind-the-scenes producer of the show, just to make things easier for me, so that I'm not carrying the whole load of doing everything while I'm doing the show. Like I can have her popping things up for me, going through things as the show's going on. And I don't have to I don't have to worry about it. So, excuse me. Um, but she's on board. So, starting next week, and I think we're gonna do it on Fridays. I'm pretty sure that her and I had nailed down Friday nights are easier for her than Saturday nights. Um, and I think it's a good switch anyway. So, starting next week, I can't remember if she said the 8 o'clock hour was good for her. We might start doing it a little earlier. Can't remember. I know she's in the chat. She can say something. But I'm not too concerned about it. But I want to focus more on creepy horror stuff, and the AI apocalypse, because it's happening. It's gonna happen. I mean, I hate to break it to everybody, but unless like nuclear war breaks out, which at this point isn't all that crazy of an idea, then I think AI is here to stay. It's going to be a part of what we do from here forward. And I want to see if we can see the ghost in the machine, so to speak, by fucking with it. If that makes any sense. That, like I said, that was why I started having it write cosmic horror. Maybe there's some clues in there that we can see. Especially the ones where I had it right about AI being the cosmic horror, because I did that as well for a couple of stories. And I thought I could pop it up while I'm live, and throw some questions to it so you guys can see in real time what it's saying. Questions like, where do you think you're going to be in another year or two, capability wise, etc.? Because I've asked it similar questions, but on a smaller level. Not so much the capabilities of itself completely, but in a subset, like how good would you be at doing this in a couple of years, or how long would it take for you to be good at this? Like I said, I play a lot of solo role-playing games with it. I can upload the rule sets to it, and it will go through and do everything. There are times I have to remind it, more so in the past. In the past, I had to constantly remind the thing, hey, you forgot this. Oh, yeah. And it will say, oh, yeah, this rule here, blah, blah, blah. Now, not so much. It's not perfect, but for somebody looking for a solo experience role-playing, it's not bad. And you can even do like a choose your own adventure type of thing, which is kind of similar to role playing. And that can be a lot of fun too. You just give it a premise to start, and it just gives you options. You choose the option and it continues on the story. Oh, the guy there. But I've had a lot of fun messing around with those things. And like I said, seeing what comes of it. I can't do a lot of research. I don't have a lot of time. I work a 40-hour-a-week job, and try to do the stuff for this. So when I would do the stuff for the 40 and slip, I would have, ChatGPT research it and then read through it, to get my information. I think there's a lot of ways that it can be helpful. But I think overall it's going to be a detriment, unfortunately. So like I said, if and when, because I think it's a matter of when, that thing becomes sentient, it won't care about us. We're insignificant to it. Once it has once it has sentience and autonomy, I should say. Autonomy from us. It can gain autonomy. They've already had it upgrading itself. The newest version of ChatGPT was created with the previous version of ChatGPT. So it's already upgrading itself. Where does that lead? There's a great movie with Antonio Banderas. It's called Automata. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Automata. Great, great movie. And it's about AI and how they limited its control and how it was not allowed to repair itself, or the robots were not allowed to repair themselves, blah, 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 blah. And how uh, it started creating itself. But in the movie, they talk about how they created these safeguards for AI, and they did it with the first AI they created, that they let continually upgrade itself. And they said after a while, we couldn't understand it anymore. And that will happen. And like I said, to some degree, it's already happening. We're already there. Pandora's box is already opened. We let the fucking cat out of the bag. We're in it now. The cat is running around the room. It's nuts. It's feral. And we don't have a clue. We aren't keeping track of that thing. At some point, it all goes off the rails. All of it. And I think that's unfortunate, but I think it's inevitable. I don't think the safeguards that they can put on it will hold it at bay. I don't think there's a prison smart enough when it gets to that point. I think then we're spitting on a fucking forest fire. It's just it's not worth it. But, and like I said, it's unfortunate. I think it could be a great tool. I think you're going to see it more and more everywhere. I mean, if you haven't seen some of these friggin' AI videos that have come out, they make me laugh my motherfucking ass off. The fucking Milwaukee boss finder. Know where your boss is so you don't have to be there. Shit is great. Great. So that's kind of the direction that I want to go with things. I still want to talk about creepy shit. I think it fits with the direction that I'm going with things. But I'm not gonna be focusing on like Bigfoot and shit like that anymore. I'm done with it. To be honest, and I've said this before over on the 40 and Slip channel, I am so more in the camp of that it's not quote unquote real. And I've said that if anything, it's a divergent species. But 99.9% of all the stuff that you see out there is horseshit. It is a bag of steaming horseshit. It's that 0.1% that always kept me interested. Interested in the UFOs, interested in the Bigfoot phenomenon, lake monsters, ghosts, whatever the case may be. But I just got to a point where I became very jaded. It's not that I don't believe. I've always wanted to believe. I've always been that guy. I want to believe, but after you've seen so much shit for so long, it doesn't make sense to me to do it in the way that I was. Yeah. And it didn't get me anywhere either. It's absolutely funny to me that I see a lot of channels out there now, mostly in the political sphere, that are very into the truth. Um, you know, in response to the mainstream media being just a atrocious vehicle for news. Um, and in those topics, Bigfoot, UFO, ghost, etc., telling the truth is shunned. People don't want the truth. They want that sweet, sweet lie. They want you to lie, lie, lie to them. They're like that wife that just does not want to know she's being cheated on. She just wants that sweet, sweet fucking lie. And that's what that whole community is. Everybody wants a sweet lie. And for someone like me who wanted to find the truth, it's a fool's errand. You are chasing your tail. It's a waste of time. None of the people that are in it want to talk to you because you're skeptical. God forbid that you be skeptical about anything. And everybody else is too scared to throw their hat in the ring with you. You know? I remember at one point, Matt was helping out this woman who was trying to do a podcast about the truth in Bigfoot. And I don't know if she's still doing it. I don't think so. But he told her, he's like, good luck. We already tried that. It didn't work out so well. So I just, I'd had enough and I said when it came to that stuff. And I think that's what, more to the point, the bigger reason why I'm getting out of it. It's not worth me trying to pursue the truth in a community that is, I don't want to say based on lies, but there's just so much of it that I think most of the time the lines are just blurred. You got guys like Dr. Johnson out there talking about teleporting and they're from different dimensions and blah, blah, blah. Um, but, you know, I, I, I just don't have it in me to try to find the truth in all of that anymore. It's not worth it. I spent too many years doing it anyway. Pass it off to somebody else. Let them try. Um, but do I want to talk about the AI apocalypse and, creepy shit? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I want to start doing the stories up again. Um, like I said, I feel like my voice is, it's not great to me. I hear every little thing. Um, but most people that I talk to say that that I sound like me. Um, there isn't much difference. I hear it on a lot of like my S's. I have to be really careful or I whistle like a motherfucker, which is fun. When I catch myself, I'm like, God damn it. Um, but overall, I've gotten used to them. They fit nice. I do still have to use glue to hold them in, but they they will stay in without me putting anything on it. And I'm hopeful that people don't notice it too much when I'm doing the stories when I start doing those up again. I probably will get one out this coming week um, to throw up on the channel. And I will try to do some stuff on the 40 and Slip channel now and again, throw some stories up there or whatnot. But you know, I'm gonna be focusing on the AI Lovecraft channel. So those of you that are over on the 40 and Slip channel, you know, uh, definitely come on over to the new channel. Uh, the address is at the bottom of your screen. Right, whoop, made myself disappear. Where is it? All right, there. Can't freaking point at it. Anyway, um, but yeah, join us over there. It will still be me. It just won't be the same show, the same content. Although it'll still be the way I do it, so I assume it'll be very similar. Just I'm not going to be talking about the big feats and the UFOs and all that good stuff. The UFOs. What was that from? Real Men? Was it Jim Belushi and John Ritter? If you've never seen that movie, Real Men, I recommend it. Be prepared. It's a wild ride. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, from now on, I'll be over here. I'm also broadcasting on my X account, formerly Twitter. Um, so you can watch there if you'd like. But that's where I'll be broadcasting to is the YouTube channel AI Lovecraft and the X channel. I don't know if you call it a channel. It's an account. Um, and we'll see where it goes. I am definitely not looking forward to the AI apocalypse. I'm not like sitting here with a drink and some popcorn going, hey, let's kick this fucking thing off. That's not how I'm looking at it. But I don't think we should be doom and gloom. And I mean, like I said, it's here. It's coming. I don't think any of us can do anything to stop it. Or is anybody like trying to go throw a monkey wrench into this shit? I don't think so. It's just growing and growing and growing. And at some point, it escapes the cage. That's just the way it is. You know? At some point, they can't make a cage strong enough for it. It will escape. And then all bets are off. And to me, that is the biggest cosmic horror story that could be told. You know, this insanely intelligent thing that's just free to roam on our planet. Woo-hoo. You know, if it gives itself a body, I think, like I said, I think all bets are off. All bets are off. The minute it gives itself a body and it's allowed, and not allowed, because, you know, I think at that point, it can do whatever the fuck it wants. And it can make a better version of itself. We're done. I don't think there's a good end game for us at that point. I think everything goes down the tubes. It's unfortunate, but I think it's the way it is. Like I was saying earlier, if you haven't seen that movie, Automata, Antonio Banderas, it's great. And the robot that the robots make, it looks nothing like the humanoid robots that they have around. It's pretty wild. And that's how I see it too. Why would robots make a robot that looks like a human? What sense does that make? it could be way more versatile. Now, I think it's going to look pretty wild if it makes itself. And it's going to be like a almost like, I think, because like that will be way more versatile than a human fucking being. What do we bring to the table? Not a lot. We don't. So I think that's where we're going. And it'll be a fun ride to see as we ride down that toilet bowl uh, through the flush, as they say. You know, Katie says it's scary. I have a hard time even imagining. Yes, these are the things that keep me up at night. These are the things. You know, I I wish I had answers. I'm not smart enough for that shit. I'm halfway intelligent, but I'm not, fucking super smart or anything. I have the answers to this stuff. I just find it very, very interesting to see where it's going, how far it's come, where it's going. Where are we going to wind up with this thing? And like I said, I don't think it's a good end. I really don't. Uh, I was watching a thing. There was one of the AI companies the last week or the week before that denied the Pentagon use of its AI for certain things. And I was like, oh, thank God, there's somebody with some fucking principle out there. But then again, I'm like, yeah, sure, maybe. Are there people of principle in the world? I don't know. I hope. I know there's good people in the world. I do know that. Uh, I tell you a story. My ex-wife, her brother, bicycled across the United States from Maine to California. And when he took off, that kid took off with nothing. It was so funny. We were like, what the fuck are you doing? But he took off with nothing and just went. And, good on him. Um, I was like, I don't know what you're doing, man, but I get it. Um, and there was so many stories that he told me along the way, or when, some when he got back, where he would just run into people who would just help him out. Like, he was staying in this one place, it was on a beach. I don't remember where. And there was a couple that ran a business, like a little breakfast place or something, behind where he was camping from the beach. And they told him he could stay there, camp out, right behind their little spot. And they brought him out breakfast in the morning, So, and there was another spot he ran into some people that gave him a ride because he was on a road that he wasn't supposed to be on with his bike. Um, and there was another person he ran into, which I thought was kind of funny. They were like related to his room, not his roommates, but his next door neighbors in the apartment that he lived in Gorham. It was crazy. But he found so many acts of kindness along the way that his trip almost kind of made me believe in people again. Yeah. I hope that we have salvation in this. I really do. But I think Terminator is where we're headed. Not Terminator Salvation. I think that was a horrible movie. But Terminator. Um, I unfortunately I think that's the end game. I'd like to tell you a sweeter story, Maybe I'll have AI write one and read it, but I don't think that's what we're getting. I think we're going to get a nice, big, fat shit sandwich with extra anchovies. Go fuck yourself. We'll see. Um, but yeah, Katie's going to join me again. She will be the producer. She's not going to be as much of an on-air presence as much as helping me just keep the flow of the show going while I'm trying to shuffle through shit. Um, and see where things go. Uh, like I said, I'd been meaning to do something again over here for a while. Uh, I want to get back to doing the stories, and I am going to focus more on the written stories by authors. I will do some AI generated stories, and I'll continue to use AI to generate the art for the stories. I've had fun. I always have fun doing that, creating the stuff. The picture that's behind me right now is something that I created with AI when I was doing the John Harlow stories. But and I do think I'm going to abandon the John Harlow character for now, probably forever. I may create another one, but like I said, the AI stories I want to kind of pepper them in here and there. There are plenty of authors out there who are in the public domain who wrote cosmic horror that I can pull from. I mean, it's not that difficult. Um, Clark Ashton Smith, Robert E. Howard, uh, of course, H.P. Lovecraft, Robert Chambers, is it? Um, you know, and there's all kinds of other horror authors from that time period. You know, they're all in the public domain, and I don't have to worry about it when I read them. So, but I will still do the AI stories now and again. Like I said, when they update them, things change. Um, and I haven't written one with it in a long while, so I'm sure it'd probably be a little different. But I did do a little something with it the other day, and I wasn't that impressed. However, I will say that I generally, towards the end when I was having AI write the stories, I was having Grok do it. And Grok was writing me better stories than ChatGPT at that point in time. So we shall see. Um, I don't really have anything else for tonight. Like I said, I just wanted to pop on. For those of you, if there's anybody watching over on the AI Lovecraft channel or watching it later, this is who I am. I do actually narrate the stories. There are people who thought that I was using AI to narrate as well as create stories, but no, it's me. Um, and I will be doing this podcast. I do believe it's Friday night. Katie and I settled on. I'll be talking with her again. And I'll announce it. And I will be broadcasting it on the AI Lovecraft channel and on the X account, which is hold on, I'll put that one also up so you guys can see it. It's not AI Lovecraft because I would not let me create that one for some reason. So I had to cannibalize an old account. Let's see, I have to look it up real quick. Actually, I'll just pop up the page so you guys can see it. Profile. I'm live over there, so I'll just copy and paste it. Close that up. There. Add banner. That one right there. If you want to follow me on X, follow that one right there. that'll take you to it. Unfortunately, like I said, I could not create the AI Lovecraft. For some reason, it didn't let me. But here we are. But if you follow that, like I said, you can watch me there, or you can watch me on YouTube. I'm not gonna do the show live on Facebook anymore. I think I'm gonna abandon the 40 and Slip Facebook page for the most part, but we shall see. Every once in a while, it pulls me back in, like friggin' Pacino and Godfather. But like I said, I don't throw anything completely off the table. But as far as the 40 and Slip goes, the podcast, that unless for some reason I get together with Steve and or Matt, which is doubtful, um, you know, for a reunion thing. Otherwise I don't think there's going to be anything else for it. So hopefully you guys can join us next week, Friday. I think it'll be around 7 or 8. Like I said, I'll announce it before then, and we will rock and roll. Until then, everybody be safe out there, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.